I'm Joanna with Blissful Baby Sleep Coaching, and I have Sam here who has something really important to say. But his lovely wife, Casey, is going to give us a little bit of a backstory on this before he gets to say what he wants to say.
Yeah.
Okay, Casey.
So Joanna was able to get our 10-month-old, this is when we started with her, working with her, to sleep through the night. Very difficult sleeper. 1% of the 1% didn't sleep at all. Feeling really hopeless. And then meeting with Joanna, I said, hey, Joanna, I need help. My baby hasn't slept. I haven't slept. It's been a year and I need you. And felt peace and comfort and like hope and restoration, knowing that I was going to finally have some help and I was going to pray that it worked. But then, I had this great conversation with Joanna, and then I had to go convince him that we needed to spend the money on this sleep coach.
Right. And it's like, what? Sleep coach? What?
Yeah. And that was my first thought was, I like to approach things logically. If it makes sense, let's do it. If it doesn't, let's not. And so we had spent some money on some of the basic programs out here that, everyone's seen, nothing had worked. And so now my wife's coming to me, say, let's spend $1,000 to do this sleep coach program. And I'm exhausted right along there with her. And so my thought process is, if it works, then yes, absolutely. I would be more than happy to spend that amount, but how do we know this is going to work? What guarantee, what proof do I have? And so with a sleep guarantee that Joanna offer, with the potential reimbursement if it doesn't work, that sounded great, but really I didn't want my money back. I wanted to pay the money and know it's going to work. That was what I cared about. Is to me, we spend a third of our life sleeping, right? My favorite purchases are this and my mattress. That's what means the most to me, because that guarantees I'm going to sleep. And we weren't spending a third of our life sleeping, maybe a quarter, if that, probably not, if we were lucky. And so if you're not sleeping, if you're not getting that restful night, what does it matter if you spend your money on something else, because you're not going to enjoy it? What trip can you go on when you're sleep deprived that's going to give you meaningful rest? What thing can you buy that will replace good sleep? There's just nothing out there that really gives you that much. So the money to do that was, to me, irrelevant as long as it worked. And so once we talked to her, for me, something as seemingly trivial as just looking at her website and saying, this looks professional. Look at these testimonials. Look at how just comforting this makes me feel. And then having a chance to talk to her and realize, okay, she's a pro. She knows what she's doing. I feel confident knowing that she's going to take us where we need to get to. Because I didn't want my money back. I wanted a baby sleeping. That's what mattered. And that's what we got.
Yes. And I do appreciate that, Dad, because really it's what matters is the result.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys had your wish list, and we wanted on your wish list, which we did, which is awesome. And you wanted to feel good about the whole process going through. And you wanted to know that other families had also been successful. So the testimonials and everything were really helpful for you to validate me before. Just like any purchase we ever make, we want to feel like we're going to get results.
Right.
And that we're going to feel good about the results we're, getting. And that the person we're working with is like trusted and vetted and honest and ethical and all of that good stuff, and not just whimsy promises and things like that. Right. And I love the fact, Sam did get on the phone with me, asked a lot of tough questions. And I commend that, because, this is involving your child, and you want to make Sam's an awesome, really focused, very involved dad. And he wanted to make sure, having spent a lot of money on a lot of other programs that hadn't helped them move along, that like, how is this different? How are you going to help us get to the results so that we can feel good?
To be the last one.
I want this to be the last
program. That was the idea. Like, whatever we spend, but this is it. This is the last, this is the one that's going to work.
You can go down this rabbit hole of buying these programs that are 200, 300, 100, but then you can end up spending more on the rabbit hole programs because you don't want to take the big leap. but I wish we would have just taken the big leap to begin with, because like, you are it. You changed our lives.
Yes. And, we did, high level intensive one-on-one coaching, right? And not everybody needs that, right? But
Right.
you guys needed that. And that was the big difference, was you had tried the other things and they never really succeeded because you needed so much more than what those had to offer, right? So it's really about parents doing the right amount of research and not hoping to get magic bullets, and being able to say, like, really, what is really going on here, and what level of program or support do I need to actually get me the results. And so I'm so glad that you guys did reach out to me and that we were able to have those meaningful conversations, one with mom individually and then one as a couple. And dad had lots of important questions to ask, which is exactly what you should be doing when you're thinking about doing any kind of sleep coaching, asking lots of really important questions to make sure it's truly a right fit for the situation that you're trying to solve with your child. So thank you so much for Casey and Sam for taking the time to explain that.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that you thought that your mattress and me were the best money purchases you've made in the recent past. Absolutely. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Thank you.